There was a time when Prince Harry's name evoked warmth. Mischievous smiles, heartfelt service, a rebel with a crown and a heart that felt real. He was the royal you could have a pint with. But today, when his name trends, it's not about his charm or his causes. It's about a man who looks hollow, a voice that sounds empty, and eyes that seem to scream silently, "Help me!" The transformation isn't subtle. It's haunting. 4 weeks now, whispers have become louder. And they aren't coming from faceless trolls on social media. They're emerging from people with close proximity to the royal saga. Former allies, journalists, family members. Even outspoken royal commentator Lady Colin Campbell has stepped forward with chilling honesty, painting Harry not as a public nuisance, but as a man spiraling towards something far more tragic, emotional collapse. The cheerful young soldier who once lit up children's wards and dance floors now appears frozen, locked behind a camera-ready grin. His speeches feel mechanical, his posture defeated. And his public appearances have shifted from moments of connection to grim performances, hollow and rehearsed. The man who once embraced his flaws now feels like a puppet of them. But the question many are asking isn't just what's wrong with Harry, it's who is responsible. Because this doesn't feel like the simple unraveling of a royal under pressure. It feels like manipulation, isolation, and emotional exhaustion converging into something darker. And increasingly, people are looking at two names with suspicion: Meghan Markle and her mother, Doria Ragland. Lady C, known for her sharp tongue and deep knowledge of royal affairs, didn't hold back. She spoke of long-standing mental health issues, possibly rooted in Harry's earliest days. She cited Diana's well-documented bulimia during pregnancy as a possible contributing factor, suggesting that trauma may have been woven into Harry from the beginning. A theory, yes, but one that frames him not just as flawed, but as deeply vulnerable. The kind of man who, if surrounded by the wrong influences, could be steered into oblivion without even realizing it. That's where Meghan comes in. To many, her entrance into Harry's life was a love story. But others saw the strategy. A woman who stepped into the royal circle, won the heart of a prince, and slowly pulled him away from every anchor he'd ever had. His military ties dismantled. Lifelong friendships ghosted. The relationship with his brother William, the very person who understood him best, destroyed. Insiders claim it wasn't just Harry's decision. It was orchestrated, encouraged, driven. And behind that orchestration, behind the carefully crafted image of the loving wife and calm mother-in-law, there are growing murmurs about what Meghan and Doria may actually represent. Not guardians, not supporters, but gatekeepers, the ones who keep Harry from those who might actually help him. The most jarring moment in this spiral came when Thomas Markle Jr. made a shocking claim that Harry had been found unconscious by his personal bodyguard. Not tired, not stressed, unconscious. And the strangest part, no denial, no frantic PR cleanup, just silence. From Meghan, from Harry's team, from everyone. For a couple known to respond swiftly to criticism, their refusal to address something this serious set off alarm bells. What happened? Why hasn't anyone spoken up? Markle Jr. went further. He implied that perhaps Meghan and Doria had left something behind, cooked up, he said, that may have contributed to Harry's condition. Wild, yes. But the past rumors about Doria's alleged drug use, marijuana, even crack cocaine, suddenly resurfaced. These weren't new whispers. They had been there, dismissed or forgotten. But now, in the context of Harry's deteriorating state, they took on a new weight. And the public, they're starting to connect dots. They see a man cut off from his past. They see a wife whose every move is calculated for maximum gain. They see a mother-in-law who has somehow gained unprecedented influence without ever saying much at all. Together, they form a wall, one that separates Harry from the people who once grounded him. Some say it's about control. Others say it's about money. If Harry and Meghan divorce, Meghan walks away with a bruised reputation and no real royal stake. But if she's a widow, that's different. The legal control. The access to assets not locked in royal trusts. The authority over their children's inheritance. It's a grim theory, but it's not just floating in tabloid headlines. It's whispered in studios, written in anonymous op-eds, and spoken in circles that used to champion Meghan as a modern heroine. Even the media has shifted. Us Weekly, once firmly on Team Sussex, has begun to distance itself. Coverage that once painted Meghan and Harry as brave escapees now carries undertones of doubt, fatigue, and quiet concern. Allies have turned to observers. Defenders have fallen silent. And the fairy tale? It's over. What's left now is a mess. One that's hard to look away from. Because this isn't just a PR nightmare. It's something more primal. It's watching a man unravel in real time. A man whose light has gone out, whose speeches sound robotic, whose smiles don't reach his eyes. Who reads lines about courage and wellness in China while looking like he hasn't slept in weeks. Those who once fought for his right to break away from the palace now question if he broke away from the very people who loved him. What began as an escape from royal rigidity now looks like a descent into emotional isolation. The very system Harry sought to escape may have been the only one still tethering him to reality. And as Meghan continues to flash smiles, appear poised, and release carefully timed photo shoots, Harry's image continues to wither. He's not standing beside her anymore. He's standing behind her. A shadow. A backdrop. A man who was once a star in his own, right now reduced to a cautionary tale. Netflix sees it too. The initial excitement over their docu-series has faded. Behind the scenes, executives are reportedly under pressure for betting too heavily on the Sussex brand. Ted Sarandos, Netflix co-CEO, once pushed hard for Meghan and Harry. Now, he's facing questions in boardrooms about the return on that investment. And as Netflix quietly backs away, the royal family moves forward. King Charles, in a deft stroke of PR brilliance, announced a Netflix collaboration of his own, a documentary produced with Idris Elba, celebrating 50 years of the Prince's trust. It was more than a project. It was a statement, a reminder to the world that they're still here, still working, still respected, still relevant. While Harry and Meghan drift further into the background, trying to fight the institution they left, the institution itself simply continued and won. Even Meghan's branding empire is crumbling. Her podcast, once hailed as revolutionary, failed to captivate audiences. Her guest list was never truly A-list. Her lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, features mason jars and curated images, not much else. Critics mock it. Consumers ignore it. And then there's Doria. Once portrayed as the quiet, grounding presence in Meghan's life, her image is being re-evaluated. The resurfacing of past allegations, the silent role she plays in Meghan and Harry's public life, the suspicion that she's not just a passenger in the story but perhaps a co-pilot, it's changing the narrative. Instead of calming the chaos, some now believe she's helping sustain it. It's not hard to see why people are unsettled.